YouTube. How y'all doing? You doing good? It's my little working altar here. Cleaned it up yesterday. Oh, girl, sitting down in chairs. What's this? And you can't really see it all that well, can you? Let's see if I can light some candles around it. Oh, damn thing. This is my little torch lighter. Oh, listen to that. Where are you? Yeah. Let's see here. Just gonna light a candle. Or not. This thing's really finicky. There we go. Okay. I'm just gonna put this over here. This one right here. It's a vinegar jar, so you already know what's going on. Anytime Adam's working with vinegar, someone's pissed him off. Don't you just love the way the wax is melted on this? I bought this thing at HomeSense, and it's supposed to be like a tree, like a black painted tree or something that holds up the candles, and it holds up to 5 of them, and I don't know, I think it's really cool. Anyways, so the wick has decided to move to the other side of the jar. I might try and reposition that, or I might not. I don't know, we'll see. But this is a Hoodoo Hex oil jars. We got our juniper. I've got banishing oil. So you know, this is the banishing oil. I've got some fire oil in there. So this is our fire oil. Just topped up both of these yesterday. So I got some interesting news to tell all of you. The crackheads. Do you remember the crackheads? Who doesn't remember the crackheads? Who doesn't love the crackheads? I unfortunately had to have a chat with them yesterday. So apparently we're not allowed to park beside the building anymore. So we have a parking lot which only has, let's say there's 12 units here. We're probably missing about 3 to 4. So a good third of parking spots. So there's not enough parking spots for everybody, and some people would park along the side of the building in the parking lot. Well, the garbage people couldn't get in to take the garbage. So now anybody who's caught parking against the side of the building in the parking lot will be towed. Fascinating. And parking on the street, as most people are probably thinking, it's 2 hours and it's a snow road. So it's between 9 a.m. and 11 p.m. you can park for 2 hours. So if you come home at 3 in the afternoon and there is no fucking parking spots, well, you're fucked, aren't you? Yeah, you're fucked right up that ass. Yes, you are. You're so fucked up the ass. And then the other issue is it's a snow road. So imagine coming home at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a snowing Monday and there's no parking. And the snow people have been like, bitch, please, you are not allowed to park here. We're clearing the road. Where the fuck are you gonna park? Exactly. And the other problem is that I drive an SUV and the crackheads drive a van. So we depend on getting spots closer to the exit of the parking lot, which doesn't seem to be a thing. So I had a run-in and we were chatting about that yesterday. We're doing this whole, let's be fake nice to each other. Like, you can totally tell it's fake nice. Like if you were standing beside us having a conversation, you would be cringing at how fake nice it is. They were telling me about how, the landlord was going to kick them out. Thank you, Hoodoo Jar, because that was one of my petitions to have them kicked out. But they negotiated and decided to move to a different unit in the building. That's fine with me too. They lost a $5,000 job. Thank you, Hoodoo Hex oil jar. And are having major issues making rent and buying groceries. Oh, isn't this just a beautiful jar? Now, I made this jar yesterday, before I found out all this information. And it's been burning, and it was topped up with oil. And you can see it's probably about a quarter. You can see the oil there, and then you can see where the vinegar starts. So it's got another day to burn, and I let this burn 24/7. never put it out. And never put it out. But it's been working perfectly. Their life is basically in shambles right now. They are having a hard time finding work. They're painters, and in this economy, there's not a lot of work for them. They're losing jobs left, right, and center. The other day they were telling me about, or they weren't telling me specifically, but I was listening. They were telling Gracie, this little lady who lives in our building, they were telling her about how they got fired from a job and how they thought it was ridiculous because apparently Wayne, her husband, smelled like alcohol. Okay. So, just goes to show you the power of hexes and curses and whatnot. Now, I do want to state something in case you're thinking, oh, well, I don't like the way you're treating these people, and I'm gonna stop you from doing this. You ain't gonna do shit, for one, and for two, this video has been pre-recorded, so by the time it goes up, this spell will already be done. So if you think you're gonna bind me, or, you know, protect them, or whatever the case may be, that you ain't gonna do shit. And this is a very effective spell. Now, if I was doing this on another witch, I'd have a mirror underneath this. This is just sitting in the lid. Because, so what you do when this is done, when the oil is burned out and all that's left is the vinegar and the pins and all that jazz, you put the lid on and you either throw it out, you throw it in the river, or you bury it in the graveyard. You don't want this on your property. Once it's done, you want to get rid of it. So if you're off to work in the morning and it's burnt out overnight, put the lid on, take it with you, throw it in the garbage, throw it in the river, throw it wherever you want, but get it off, get it out of your sight, out of your mind, off your property. What I do is I usually throw these in the garbage. And I usually try and do this around the time when garbage men are going to be coming. So on Friday they'll be coming, and this will be done by Friday, so I'll be able to throw it out then. You don't want to keep this type of stuff on your property because there's a lot of negativity in it. There's a lot of anger that you pour into it. There's a lot of just shit you pour into this. You really want this off the property. Okay. So you'll put the lid on. Throw it out. Get rid of it. But I thought I'd share with y'all, you know, a little update on my Hoodoo Hex oil. This is the second time I've made this. The very first time I made it, I think I did something wrong because the wick went out and then I transferred it to a different jar. All the contents, everything, I just dumped it all into a different jar except for the wick, and it worked. It burned. This one is doing pretty damn good. It's been burning since yesterday. I made it in the afternoon. Flame is really strong, but I am definitely going to try and move the wick. Probably use scissors or something and just kind of move the wick over. I have no problem with it burning along the side. It doesn't mean anything to me when it's burning along the side like that because I knew the wick was in a really fucked up weird position to begin with when I put it in there. So to those people who read candles and whatnot and are like, oh, there's something strange going on. No, there's nothing strange going on. If this was a store-bought candle, like a jar candle, and it was doing this, and I was using it for magical intentions, and, you know, something strange would be going on. The crackheads are not magical, and they are not religious in any way, and no other witch knows I'm doing this, so, you know. And to any Wiccan out there who's thinking, Law of 3, Power of 3, for fuck's sakes. I fell asleep last night watching Charmed. Power of 3. No. Law of 3, karma, whatever. Like, fuck you and your rabbit. You don't know the story. Fuck you and your rabbit. My friend likes to say fuck you and fuck you and your hat, or fuck your hat or something. Or sometimes he'll be like, you lie like toast. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How do you lie like toast? Toast doesn't lie. Toast doesn't speak. But I get what he's saying. You know, toast like whatever. So So I just wanted to share this with y'all. Do you guys remember my last couple of videos? Let me just move over here. Do y'all remember my last couple of videos when I was doing that sage? I know you can't really see now because it's a little dark out, but let me just see if I can move this. So, in the last couple of videos I was burning sage. Do you remember that sage stick I had burning? Yeah, it kind of just burned itself all the way out, all the way down. My entire house now reeks of sage. That's okay. I cleaned up my altar space. My last video you saw like wood and stuff. Focus, thank you. You saw like the actual under the table. I decided to take everything off and clean it and... Or no, you didn't see wood. You saw a different cloth. Fuck, I just got up. I am just exhausted. Anyways, so there's my crystals and, you know, my books and this little thing here that I use for storing all kinds of things. I've got some candles, more candles, more candles, more candles. I have this over here. I know you can't see anything, but right here is a cloth and like a plate, and the cloth covers the plate because this thing underneath is not sealed properly. So the wax drips down, like you can see a little bit of the wax right here, and it drips down, and it fucking ruined my table, and it ruined one of my boxes, and it like covered my wall, and oh, it was a fucking nightmare to get off, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I just thought I would give you guys another, like a third update on my Hoodoo Hex oil jar, and what's happening with them crackheads, and, you know, all that good stuff. I don't know if I am gonna move the wick. I probably am gonna move the wick because, you know, having a flame burn against glass, I don't really want it cracking and then oil going everywhere like that. That wouldn't be cool. So yeah, just thought I'd share that with y'all. Okay, until next time, my lovelies.